In the last video, we have created a Ubuntu VM in Azure, and in this video, we are going to install Ollama local models, and we are going to see how to configure that and how to use that for our agent creation. So here you can see the virtual machine in the resource group which we have created in the last video. Ubuntu Microbots is a VM name. As I told you, to save the cost, I am actually keeping the VM always stopped. So only when we are going to use it for testing, we are going to start that. So starting is going to take some time. So it has taken some 2 minutes to start the machine. Now the machine is on. Let me copy the IP address. Then go to the Visual Studio Code. Let me open this in full screen. And so I have to connect to the host. Press connect to select, and here connect to host. Okay, it is asking me the IP address. I have to type the username @ and the IP address. Okay, it will open the code base in a new VS Code. We close the older one. So it is logging into the machine. It is asking me the password. Okay, VS Code has logged into the machine. So let's go into the console because we are mostly going to work on the console for this session. Okay, we got the console. First thing usually I do is I will reset the password because Azure will ask us to keep a very hard password. I don't want to type that long 12 character long password. So I want to change that to something which I like, the simple one. Azure will not allow you to keep a light password, but actually in Linux you can modify that. You have sudo permission, so you can do that using I have to give the password first. Now I have to give the new password, which is going to be simple. From now onwards, I can use the simple password. I don't have to worry about typing the big 12 character long. So now we have to install Ollama into this one. Go to ollama.org. Here you can select, because it is detecting the current machine is Windows, so it is showing the PowerShell script, but actually we need to do it on Linux. So go to the download Ollama section here and select Linux machine and copy the command. So it is downloading the shell script and going to run that in the machine. So let's go into this and paste it, run that one. So this script is going to download and install the Ollama orchestrator. Ollama orchestrator has been installed, but you can see it is saying there is no NVIDIA AMD GPU detected. So it is going to run on CPU mode. So it is fine because they are going to run a smaller model. You can come to the page and browse the available models. We are going to create a coding agent. So far what I have tested, I like the Gwen models are good for coding. So let me search for Gwen models. So Gwen 3 coder next teaser, Gwen 3 next teaser, Gwen 3 next, Gwen 3 coder. So it's a 30 billion model. Let me try to use Gwen 3 coder. So I have to copy the name from here. So in that Ollama, you can see, so if you run Ollama list, it will show what are the models currently available. We just installed the orchestrator, we didn't install any model yet. So it is showing empty. I'm going to pull this Gwen 3 coder model for the local machine. I have to type Ollama pull and the model name. It is going to download the model from the internet and install in the machine. So if you are running this on a local machine, it may take some time. Because based on your internet speed. Because I'm running this in Azure, the speed is really fast. You can see it is going around 400 to 600 Mbps. So the 18 GB file will be downloaded in no time. For now the download is complete. It is actually installing that in the local machine. Okay, installation is complete. Now if you run Ollama list, you can see the downloaded model. Yes, you can see the model Gwen 3 coder, which is 18 GB space. So we can run that model right now on the console itself. Ollama run. So Gwen 3 coder, I'll just give the model name. If I run this, it will open the chat interface for me, so I can able to speak with the model locally. So this model is not running anywhere in the cloud. You don't need to pay any subscription fees for this model because it is running on your PC itself. So to run this 18 GB model only, we need to have a bigger machine which is having sufficient amount of RAM. So this Gwen 3 coder may not run on a machine which is having less than 20 GB RAM. So let me ask to write a simple Python code. Write a hello world Python code. See, this is exactly looking like the ChatGPT, right? So ChatGPT, everything is running on the OpenAI server or Anthropic server, but right now this model is running on your own PC. So this is how we actually created the model running on your machine. But when we are actually going to use, we are not going to use in chatbot only. We are going to use that into an agent. So we are going to write a Python code. That code is going to internally call this particular model. So let me quit this one. Control D is the command I have to use it to close exit out of the prompt. So to actually, for the program to connect with this model and ask questions, this model has to be served on a HTTP service. So for that we need to use Ollama serve, and we don't need to give the model, so it will serve all the models. So Ollama server will become active. So Ollama says it is already running on this particular port. Okay, so this port, so this is a service Ollama is running. So if you have a program which is going to connect to this IP address and to this port number, and if you mention what model you want to talk with, this Ollama server will get the request and give it that to the model and get the output and give it back to you. So like this, we have installed our own local model, and we are going to use this model for our agent creation. So with this way, we are not going to pay anything for any of the service providers like OpenAI or Anthropic. So those things we need only for the production service. For creating POC and experimenting with agents, don't spend money on that. Don't spend money on the subscription cost. So you can have your own local model. You can use free Azure credits and create a VM, run your local models and use that for your testing and everything.